It's Ronnie, and welcome to Scrap Timber 2025. It's hosted by the Scrappy Sisters, and the theme of it is a prompt for every day of the month. And I'm going to scrap these two photos of my great granddaughter, and she has a little Pooh, Winnie the Pooh outfit on. And there's my enamel dots, and I'm going to use the one that's kind of, tan color. That one there, that's one I finally decided on. And I think it worked pretty good with all the other colors in this collection. And that's a Marianne Crafts, I believe it is. I couldn't find the packaging months ago, and I still haven't found it. That accidentally got thrown away. And this is KS Crafts, and it makes a cookie jar, well, two sizes. And one is actually, well, they're both for shakers, but one is actually much bigger, as you could tell. And this is one of my favorite dies for leaves, Pink Fresh. And then I'm going to use Echo Park dies. And those little dies, because they kind of reminded me of some of the script used for Pooh before. And I thought it worked pretty good. They're stitched dies. And they are lowercase, but I'm just going to move my P up a bit. And this is Echo Park. And oh my goodness, I got it as a good price on Amazon. In case they still have more, I just recently got it. It's like $9.51 free shipping, of course, because I have Prime. But yeah, that wasn't a bad price at all. I wasn't going to get it. I was just going to get stickers. And, just use paper I already had. But since the stickers was in here and I'd have the paper, I went ahead and got it when I seen it, when it popped up there. And I really liked the paper too, so it worked out pretty good. And I've been wanting to scrap these photos and use something Pooh ever since, well, it was last winter. I made a banner here, and then I used my Martha Stewart's Drippy Goo, which is very, very old. And I'm very happy to have it. And I did put one of the photos on foam tape, and I'm covering up the one hand. There is a bit of the other hand showing in the other photo, but not as bad as the one that I stuck in the back. I'm showing there, cut it out of green first. Then I decided to add greenery. And once I decided to have greenery, I thought, man, that's just too much green right there. I need a different color. So I used the paper that I used on top of the layout, and I used Echo Park and put honey on there. I did not think about it till later that one of the ends in honey should be backwards, because, Winnie the Pooh, it's backwards. But I went ahead and left it as it is rather than cutting it out again, because they already had adhesive on the back. Now, when Winnie the Pooh has honey, it's like everywhere. So I thought I'd have it dripping out from under the lid. And I did make a couple of layers of the lid, because there is like a little knob you could have. Only I didn't like the way it was fitting, so it was fine, but I wanted to have a little more grab. Well, I wanted it to show up better. And so I flipped it over, and it looks more like the lid on my cookie jar, which is very old. And I don't put cookies in it because, way back when they had lead in paint, so I just have other odds and ends in there. But I've had it since I was a kid. And it's got a good sized knob on the top. But there's my honey dripping out from under there. And when I started putting that lid on, I thought, oh, Winnie the Pooh would never put that lid on good when he put it back. So I tilted a little bit, and I thought, I hope it's enough that a person can tell I did it on purpose and not just such a small amount they think it was an accident. But yeah, it is on purpose. And here I'm cutting the drips apart so I can add some to the honey, because like I said, he's a mess and honey is like everywhere. So I'm going to add it to the letters and just cut little drips apart. Oh, and the ink I'm using is Wild Honey. And I thought, oh, I'm so glad I have that. I used to use it all the time, and I haven't used it near as much lately, but it, of course, was perfect for this. And I picked that background paper because it's so light. The pictures are, well, when I seen it and was picking it out, I was thinking maybe it's the same color as her little PJs thingy, whatever it is. And when I actually put them together, I thought, nope, it's not, but it's close enough. So I used it. I didn't want anything that was pretty bold because I'm going to put quite a bit on here. At least that was my plan, and it stuck. It did. It stuck. And if any of you all are interested in any of the Winnie the Pooh dies, I think Simple Stories has some, Echo Park, and the one I like the best really is Spellbinders. And they have a few to choose from. I think if I bought one, I'd want them all though. But yeah, they are cute. Um, oh, I'm still working on the drips on here. I think that's the last one though. I am going to add that to a banner that I had. I went ahead and made it because I was seeing if I liked it with that green one and would it be too much green. And I thought, no, it won't be too bad. Then I die cut out the greenery, which I did do in a different color thinking that would work, but then decided no, I needed a different colored cookie jar. And since this is um, actually a chicken wire die that I used, I cut the edges off so there wouldn't be any little scraggly pieces. And I tried to tell myself to cut them this way where they are flat on top, kind of like honeycomb is. However, you will notice before I get done with the layout, they'll be turned a little bit different on some of these. But I was trying to remember. I'm just so used to slapping them on there and not caring. Oh, and I failed to mention this layout video is a bit late. It was due the 2nd, and my layout was done. Well, sort of. It was done in my mind. It was done. And then, of course, I went back and changed. Well, added. I went back and added because it sat there so long. And yeah, I did add some. I took the pictures, well, 3 times. Twice that I went back and did something. But yeah, 3 times before I added enough. And this little EK Success punch, one of my favorite punches, and it comes with 2 flowers, but this is my favorite flower. And since it's tiny, it works really well on that pink fresh dye. And I did ink it with wild honey too. And I didn't show the regular ordinary office punch size, 1/4 inch for the center of the flowers. And I did it in a brown scrap that I had. I was trying to stick with what I thought classic Pooh colors would be. And that baby they are stickers, and I put white cardstock on the back and foam tape on 2 of them so that I could have some dimension in there. And my title then is Baby, You Are Pooh Cute. Instead of too cute, I made it Pooh Cute. And of course, I no more got it on there and remembered that I want some of the honeycomb beneath it. So I am having to add it afterwards. But it's all right, it worked out. Dang. I'm looking at this and thinking about adding again. I kept the little pieces that went into the honeycomb, and I inked every single one of them up because I thought maybe I'd add them on there somewhere, like a few here and there. But by the time I got to them, I thought, no, it's okay. I don't need them. But now I am thinking to add a few back into the honeycomb and add some drippy goo there. Yeah. Huh. Why didn't I think of that before? But yeah, that's my idea. I'm thinking maybe I might. I don't know. Because, they're all different sizes. And because this is my next thought, they're all different sizes. And how am I going to know which one's going to fit in which little hexagon there? And would they fit right? Just a few, like 1 or 2 here and there. But yeah, that's an idea too. Well, this is how it ends up. And if I add the rest, I'll let y'all know. But I am making a banner up here at the top with another scrap that I had. Well, the yellow plaid is from the collection, but the green I just pulled out of the green scrap box. And I am going to add a sticker there too. And it's something about even the smallest one can make a difference since she is really tiny. She is over a year now, so she is getting bigger, but she's still really tiny. I think she might be taken after her mama. Thank goodness her mama's tiny. Uh, but yeah, I don't think she's going to be really tall. And there's a cute little sticker, and I'm just going to put it on there. I thought about putting foam tape, but I decided not that much is going to be hanging over the top and the bottom. And there would be the, oh, what do you call it? The honeycomb. I didn't want to say chicken wire. Honeycomb would be there. And of course I am adding some flowers and greeneries there. But while I'm doing that, I want to mention that there is a playlist down there uh, for all the videos for the whole month. So plenty of inspiration down there. And some of the videos will be by Katie and Jess, who are the creators of this collaboration for the month-long inspiration using prompts. And they're pretty lenient with them. So whatever idea you get, you could use enamel dots all over your layout or just a few here and there. And that's what I'm going to end up doing. And so you just use it the way you want. It's just to get you to scrap. And there is a Facebook group in case you don't do videos and you want to just post your layout in the Facebook group. And there I started to get the pink, and then I thought, no, there is really no pink on here. So I went for this tan color instead. And I'm going to put my biggest one right there under that O on Pooh. But the first time I deleted my photos and went and added more, I immediately moved my larger dot down between the U and the T down at the bottom of them. And oh, there was one tiny one left. I thought, oh, I'm throwing it on there. So it went with that little cluster. And here I thought, oh, I never did put my Pooh on. I did stop the video on this one too. Showed the layout and all that stuff, you know, and went to take one picture. I didn't even count that one as one of mine. But I had to go back and add my Pooh there because, you know, he just had to be on there. Isn't he cute? And he was from the sticker sheet. Of course, like I said, all I got was that one collection and everything's from the sticker sheet. And that is my completed layout. And I had fun making it. And like I said, it's been made. It was made in days before it was due. It's just that the video did not get edited. I was congested and I didn't have any internet too then. So there's been stuff that's just sitting. But there's my little honey pot. And that little sticker says, "You are magic." I thought, oh, that's so cute. I got to put it on there. And there's my title. And you can see I moved that one dot down. I really did. Sitting down, it looked fine there up above. But once I actually held the layout up, no. And there's the cluster on the right. Even the smallest one can change the world. And yeah, don't you just love that little flower patch? It's just so tiny and cute. Oh, I mean, I'd have to buy it again if it ever broke. And there's my Winnie the Pooh and the one enamel dot that I wasn't going to just toss to the side. And there's the final layout. And I did add a few more flowers down there to the left of the photos. They looked like they were hanging there and needed just a little bit more. But be sure to check out that playlist down there below and have fun with scrap timber and all the prompts. Bye!